Back with Bobby and JG Radio. We have Mr. Timothy Cohn, Vice President of Development of the Kennedy at Brooks NRP Group, LLC. Thanks for hanging out with us today.
Great.
Yeah, so let's talk about what is the Kennedy at Brooks?
So the Kennedy at Brooks is an apartment community at Brooks Base, the former base. It was developed, just finished about a month ago. 306 units of Class A multifamily housing. It's a fantastic new community down on the south side.
So the NRP Group, which you're a part of, I mean, you guys, 3-time recipient of the National Association of Builders Multifamily Development in 2016, #1 developer for affordable housing and financing in 2017. So, I mean, you guys have your hand in a lot of stuff. We know you very well, obviously being in the real estate industry. What can you share about, well, first of all, how did you guys come up with the name? The
interesting thing is back in November of 1963, President Kennedy came to San Antonio to dedicate the School of Aerospace Medicine at Brooks Air Force Base. And he gave a spectacular speech about the responsibility that the United States has in the space exploration and the vital role that the research that was being conducted at Brooks was going to provide towards the space race. And that ended up being his last public appearance. But the next day he went to Dallas and was assassinated. And so we're part of that historic district from the School of Aerospace Medicine. We're on that campus. And so we wanted to honor that part of history by naming the project after him.
That's great.
Yeah. So why develop on a city base?
Well, the base is being redeveloped. The Brooks is very much creating a fantastic new community down there. In fact, in one of the recent magazine articles, they listed the top 10 neighborhoods in San Antonio, and Brooks was part of that. It's now known as a neighborhood. So they're creating a lot of great jobs there. There's a hospital there. There's all kinds of great amenities there. On Military Street, there's great retail. And so we really felt like this was a place people wanted to live.
Let's talk about the amenities. Okay. What does Kennedy have to offer there?
So it competes with the properties along Broadway or Southtown that you see as far as quality level. We've got a resort-style swimming pool, community rooms. We have a billiard room, state-of-the-art fitness center, package concierge system, which is really great. And the interesting thing is we have a tremendous collection of Kennedy-related artwork.
Cool. Can you talk about some of that?
Yeah. So we're in partnership in the development with Brooks Development Authority, and we had agreed on a budget line item for a contingency in case we hit some environmental issues. And we had agreed as a partnership that if we didn't spend the money on environmental issues, that we would dedicate it to either creating art or solar. And so this is the art part of that budget. And so we've got some tremendous pieces. All of them were developed specifically for the property, and we have a lot of great artists that have contributed to it. We have 2 pieces by a group called Los Otros. We have 2 works by a great San Antonio artist named Gary Sweeney, several by Annalie Diego, one from Michelle Jacob, another, and then 3 pieces that are still being completed, one from Kelly O'Connor, Kathleen Trenchard, which does typically paper art, and then Stuart Allen is doing a piece that will incorporate both solar and art.
So this seems like a pretty unique property.
Very unique.
I mean, so you have art displayed everywhere. You have the Kennedy feel, the Kennedy name. It's in a up-and-coming development or part of town, so it feels a little bit special. I mean, it feels like you said, I think it can kind of maybe combat what the Pearl and Broadway and all that kind of has.
Absolutely.
So what is the price range for somebody to live there?
So the one bedrooms start just over, I think, just over just over $1,000 for the studios and the 1-bedroom units. The 2-bedroom units start at about $1,260. So those are significantly less than if you stayed in a comparable property in either Broadway or Pearl or Southtown. It's a very competitive pricing.
And do you see a lot of your residents work on the military base?
No, the military base has been closed. There are no military operations there. But yes, I think we get our fair share of people who work on Brooks. There's also on the former School of Aerospace Medicine. Just last month, they opened up the University of Incarnate Word's medical school, and we are adjacent to that. And so we have our fair share of the staff and the professors, the doctors that are working there, and a handful of the students that are beginning to attend school there too. So it's a great opportunity.
So Timothy, NRP, you guys are forefront of changing how San Antonio's looking. Talk about some other communities that you've been working on or finished out, or what's coming up in the horizon. Sure.
So what the NRP group's philosophy is we will develop where there's a need, and a lot of times we see needs where other developers don't see needs, and so we don't necessarily follow the crowds to the obvious places where everybody wants to develop, but we find niches where we believe people want to live and don't have the opportunity to. And so we've recently finished the flats at Big Tex, which is right there on the Blue river Star. At Blue Star. Fantastic project, been very well received. We also opened up in that same Southtown neighborhood Cevallos Lofts, which is a few years older, but again very well received.
That's on Probant, right?
That's on Probant,
right?
Correct. It's on Cevallos and Probant, yeah.
Right.
And so we have two other projects that are being completed. One at Longhorn Quarry, which is a fantastic project, kind of kicking off development in the Morgan's Wonderland area.
Okay, off of Wurzbach Parkway.
Wurzbach Parkway, and that's been very well received also. That's the first new multifamily development in that area in probably 20 years.
For sure.
And then the last one that we're really excited about is under development at St. Paul Square, and that's called the Baldwin, and that'll be finished first quarter of next year, and it's going to be a real alternative to the Broadway and the Pearl. Its relationship to downtown it's about a 6-minute walk to downtown versus the Broadway corridor or the Pearl being a 40 or 50-minute walk to downtown.
Timothy, thank you so much for your time. I appreciate you coming by. I know you're busy going all around, obviously just developing all around town. How can people get some more information about the Kennedy at Brooks?
Well, we're having a grand opening in September 27th. Everybody's invited to that. It's a very unique property to see. If you think you've seen apartment complexes, you still want to see this because of that art collection and its relationship to everything over there.
We'll be there for sure.
Good.
Cool.
And you can reach us at the nrpgroup.com.
Perfect. Thanks, Timothy. We'll take a quick break.
Thank you.
Be right back with Bobby and JJ Radio.